Hi, this is Architect David Barcelona. Welcome to Orchida, where you will learn anything and everything about construction. For this episode, we will be talking about the commonly used tools and hardware in construction. Steel tape. I know that most of you have this at home. It comes in various lengths, like 3 meters, 8 meters, or 30 feet, which is approximately 10 meters. We come to the next tool, which is the most common tool usually found in construction sites and in most houses. It is the screwdriver, or in Tagalog, it's called the destornillador. The two most common variations is the flathead or the slotted and the Phillips head, which is the cross slot. As you can see in the picture on the bottom right, you will see the various heads used in the different types of screwdrivers. Next comes the hard hat. In the construction site, you will see people with various colors of their hard hat. If you were to look at it, you could see that, let's say, the white is for the engineers, managers, supervisors, and foremen, and it is also given out to visitors, while the remaining colors down below explain the various workforces. Next, we come to safety equipment. First of all is the safety goggles. This is usually worn during your performance or the performance of the workforce during construction. This is obviously to protect your eyes. Gloves to protect the hands, then the welding mask, welder's glove, welder's apron, and carpenter's apron. Then comes the saw, or in Tagalog, lagare. There are different kinds of saws, but the most commonly used is the wood saw, for wood obviously, and the hacksaw for steel. Hammer, or in Tagalog, martillo. It comes in different forms. The claw hammer is the most commonly used because the claw at the back is used for taking out the nails. The ball peen hammer is usually used in masonry works. The rubber mallet is used for installation of glass, especially during your installation of windows. Sledgehammer is used for demolition. Another one of the tools used in carpentry is the chisel. In Tagalog, it is called the paet. And the planer. This is used to smoothen out the wood. In Tagalog, it is called katam. Next is the leveling equipment or the level. In Tagalog, sometimes they call it libel. So you have these three pieces as the picture on the left indicates. These are for longer versions of a level, while on the right-hand portion is your pocket version of a level. Another leveling equipment is the plumb bob. In Tagalog, it's called the hulog. This is used to look at the level in a vertical manner. The next leveling equipment is the carpenter's line or chalk line. In Tagalog, it is called pitik. You use this to mark out boards when you cut them. Meaning to say, since the boards are long, it is quite hard to come out with a big ruler to start marking out the areas where you want to cut. So you use a chalk line or pitik. Now for connectors, the most basic one that is used is called the nail, or in Tagalog, pako. There are two variations most commonly used. One is the GI nail, which stands for galvanized iron nail, which is shown in the picture on the upper right. Then the next one is the concrete nail, which is shown on the picture at the bottom right. The next type of connector is the bolt and nut. In Tagalog, it's called tuerca at rosca or pierno at tuerca. If you look at the left side portion, you can see that there are various heads used. You can either use a wrench to tighten it or you can use a screwdriver to tighten it. In the right side portion, one of the connectors is the rivets, or in Tagalog, it is called rematse. Next come the power tools. First, we'll discuss about sander. It is a one-hand operation wherein at the bottom is sandpaper. You can always change the sandpaper if it is already used up. The picture on the right is called the planer. If you'll remember, I have discussed about katam or the planer. That was a manual version. This now is the automatic version, or what you would call as a power tool version. The next set of power tools is the jigsaw and the router. The jigsaw is used for small segments of cutting, either wood or steel or aluminum. Do not use your jigsaw for cutting whole boards. While for the router, this is used for doing circular cuts, doing edge cuts. The next set of power tools is called the angle grinder. This is commonly used for cutting small segments of steel or aluminum. It is also used for grinding. The picture on the right is called the table cutter. This is used for cutting long pieces of wood or steel. Do not attempt to use this machine to cut ceramic tiles. Next is welding. The first item here is the arc welding or the MIG welding. This is purely electrical, so you will use high electricity to weld two pieces of steel. Then the item on the right is called the gas tungsten arc welding or TIG. With this, you will use another type of gas connected to this equipment to perform your welding works. The other welding machine is called the oxyacetylene. It is composed of two gases, which is actually oxygen and acetylene. Then you use that to either cut or weld two pieces of metal. Next, we have the sheet metal bending machine. This is used to bend GI sheets, galvanized iron sheets, into the form that you want it to come out. Now we go to concrete and masonry works. The picture on the left shows a trowel. This is what is being used when you start spreading cement to the walls or to the floors. This is used to level out the spread of cement. Then you have the hammer. As you can see, it is not a claw hammer, but it is a different variation of a masonry hammer. Then we have the spreader or the sprayer. This is a concrete spreader or sprayer. In terms of costing, it may cost a bit or it may cost higher than just a normal workforce applying it by hand. But if you look at the time, it is much faster to do it. Next is what we call a medium-size mixer, or in construction parlance, it's called a one-bagger. Meaning to say, you get the ratio of one bag of cement and how many cubic meters of gravel and how many cubic meters of sand. You place it all on that yellow round thing. You turn on the equipment. It will just mix by itself. Obviously, you have to add water to it. Then we go to painting. First of all, you have your standard hand brush, or in Tagalog, it's called sipilyo. Then on the picture on the right, you have a roller brush. Another variation in painting works is the spray. You can buy canned spray with the colors indicated on its cover, or you can buy a handheld or a small type of sprayer with a machine that is connected to it. Next, for plumbing and electrical, you have what is called the pliers, or in Tagalog, it's called panipit or plais. You have various combinations used for electrical. You have a cutter, you have a long nose. While the picture on the right, the angle nose is commonly used in plumbing. Another variation of pliers is called the locking pliers or vice grip. Although vice grip is a brand, but it's now commonly used as a term for these types of pliers. Next, we go to the wrench. In Tagalog, it is called liabe. The picture on the top left shows an adjustable or what is called as a monkey wrench. The reason why it's called a monkey wrench was before people believed that only monkeys are using these types of wrenches. The picture on the right side is called the pipe wrench, or in Tagalog it is called liabe tubo. The picture on the bottom left is the socket wrench. Although you may know that it is being used for mechanical or for cars, but this is also used in construction. Then comes the testing equipment. The picture on the left is an analog type of testing equipment, while the picture on the right is the digital type. Then we go to a pipe bender. The two pictures on the left is the manual version of pipe bending, while the picture on the right is the machine operated. Usually, these pipe benders are used for electrical conduits. Next, we deal with top and die and reamer. Let's start with the top and die. The top and die system is used to create threads. You use the die, which is the circular portion here in the picture on the left, to create threads on steel rods. Meaning to say you have a smooth rod, you insert that, you turn it around, then you will have a threaded portion on that rod. While the top, which is the long part of the system, is to create threads on holes that you have drilled into pieces of steel. The reamer, the picture on the right, is to smoothen out the hole itself. Meaning to say, after you have drilled through it, you install a reamer to smoothen it out. Then you install your top to create a thread out of it. We now move on to building hardware, doorknobs, lock set, and lever type. The picture on the upper left shows your ordinary round doorknob. The picture on the lower left shows the lever type of doorknob. Nowadays, people are more comfortable in installing the lever type of doorknobs because when they are carrying things, they won't be able to have their one hand free to turn on the knob, so they will use the lever type to open the door. The picture on the upper right is the lock set. It is a two variation of doorknobs, meaning to say you have your lever type or doorknob down below, then you have your deadbolt up above. The picture on the lower right is called the bath type. This is always installed. I said always because some of the constructors or contractors do not install this type on toilets. Again, the bath type is installed in toilets. Why? As you can see by the picture, it has no key. Meaning to say, this type is installed in toilets for emergency purposes because in usual instances, there may be someone who fainted inside wherein you cannot open the door if you need the key. So for the bath type, you just need a knife. Example, a knife to insert it in that doorknob and turn it open to unlock it. Then we come to hinges. At the upper left, you can see it is the pin type, meaning to say, you take out this pin when you want to disassemble the door from the jamb. Then at the lower left is the ball bearing type of hinges. On the upper right, you can see concealed hinge. This is usually installed in cabinet doors, whether it's a kitchen cabinet, bedroom cabinet. As long as it is a cabinet, this is the type of hinges that is being installed. Then at the lower right is called the piano hinge. It is a long span of hinges wherein you use this to carry heavy loads, meaning to say, if the door or the cabinet door is heavy, you may install piano hinge instead of concealed hinges. Now, if you ask me, sir, can we install this in main doors? No. You will have to rely again on your pin type or ball bearing hinges. Then we come to drawer guides. The picture on the left side is the plastic roller, which is the more affordable type of rollers, while the picture on the right is the metal roller or ball bearing roller. If you look at the price comparison between these two, it is not much. So again, it will be dependent on you on what type of drawer guides you would like to install on your structure. Drawer pull. These are just handles installed in drawers for you to be able to open it. As you can see, it comes in various designs. So it will now be up to you to decide what type of design would fit perfectly in that space that you are planning to install this drawer pull. Catches. This is a system that is installed in cabinets to catch the door when you close it, to keep it closed. But if you are going to install concealed hinges, you do not need to install catches anymore. Door closers. As the name indicates, you install this on the door, not in the cabinets. So there are two variations. One is spring activated and the other one is hydraulic activated, meaning to say it has a small amount of liquid inside this box on the right side portion picture to activate as the hydraulic system in your door closer. Click the subscribe button to discover all the other videos in this site. Click the notification bell to be notified about new videos that we post. Press the like button to share this video to your friends. If you have additional comments, please post them down below or at our Arkida Facebook page, and I will answer all your queries. Thank you.